Ready. Here we go.
Hang on.
You look great. Just go.
No! You look at my 70s collar! Can you set this expensive timepiece over to the side?
Hey everybody, welcome back to Chasing Opportunity, where we continue the conversation all about how we can start becoming the person that we strive to be in our lifestyle, in our future careers right now. Not 10 years from now, not 20 years from now, but right now. And today, what are we talking about?
Today the topic we wanted to discuss was that networking doesn't work, okay?
Why? Because we've been taught to all do the same thing. It's impossible to stand out anymore, which is kind of the point of networking.
Right. You're smacking a pinata of your own business cards and just throwing them out to people.
You're not remembered. You're one resume in the stack of 100,000 other resumes.
Right. And the reason that we can make this accusation, really, that networking doesn't work is because we're defining it as what it is. You're the stack of through 100,000 papers, you're that one resume. Between a pinata you're smacking, you're throwing out business cards. The point is there's so much noise that networking anymore doesn't work.
Yeah.
But what we're doing is we're going to reinvent it, and
let's get a title up here. I think we need a good title.
We'll start with the title before we move further.
I love it.
Okay.
What do you think? Networking.
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 No, networking doesn't work.
I like it. Networking doesn't work. It's awesome. Now you might think, wait, networking doesn't work. Wait a minute. I thought you guys were all about, people, and it's not, helping people. It's not who you know, it's what you know, or reverse that. It's not what you know, it's who you know. Yes, but like Josh said,
spelled doesn't with an H.
Like Josh said, the way we see networking today, and I'm sure you guys see this too, it's impossible to stand out. You go to a career fair, you go to an event, you go to wherever, and you're, just one in 100 other people wanting the same thing. And the whole point of networking, and I think we can agree on this, is that you're either trying to advance your own opportunity, your own career, or you're trying to help someone else advance theirs. And hopefully you can help each other out.
So as I said in the beginning, we're going to find some successful ways to reinvent networking. And we're going to do it through the do's and the don'ts.
Awesome.
So if you're taking notes, write them as do's, write them as don'ts, these are going to be like applicable things you can actually put into action now, and I think find greater success in networking. Hit me with one of them.
First off, you want to talk about the first one?
Yeah.
Okay.
So the first one we're going to be talking about is calling first.
Yeah.
Now, go ahead and write that.
Yeah.
So calling first. Too often, I think, we think that everybody kind of revolves around us. That, they'll call me because they said they'd connect. They'll send me that email because they said they would. And you got to realize, the only person looking out for you at the end of the day is you, okay? And that sounds a little cynical, but it's true. So instead of waiting for them to call, instead of waiting for them to email, you're going to find that you should call first. And more than just calling first, make the first move. I'll share a quick story and you can say your next point. I was trying to get in contact with this gentleman because I thought he could provide valuable insight to something I was working on. And I had a really tough time getting in contact with him. This is a kind of cool story. And for the longest time, I was sending him emails, sending him phone calls, and even that wasn't working. I was calling first, but even that wasn't working. So instead of waiting for him to respond, I was actually at dinner one time and saw him out at dinner, walked up to his table and just started speaking to him, and he started conversing back. I ended up sitting there for a few minutes. But the point is, I made the first move. I didn't wait. It's not because he didn't like me. It's not because I failed at something. It's just because the world doesn't revolve around me, and I need to understand that.
I like that.
So call first.
Maybe like a move first.
Or move first. Yep, move.
Whether it's a call, an email, or walking up to some guy.
Yep, move first.
Love it.
All right.
All right. Don't of networking. Don't compete. All right. What do I mean by that? Because competing, you think, okay, competing is a good thing. That helps you. It helps you strive to be better. Yes, it does. But if networking, like we talked about before, networking is all about either advancing your own career or creating opportunities for you, or helping other people with their own career and their opportunities. If you're competing, you're blending in with a bunch of people. Right. You're fighting against, me and Josh are competing to meet with this one guy. That's not going to help me. I need to eliminate him. And I know, that kind of sounds a little cynical too, but that's really what it comes down to. It's like you need to go where the people aren't and where the people you need to meet with are. Like a good example of this is I was at an event where there was a bunch of people just kind of hanging out together. It wasn't necessarily like a business event or anything like that. It was just kind of a social gathering, and everyone was there to meet this specific person. He was the host of the party, and everyone was trying to get an audience with him. He was being pulled around by photographers, people left and right calling his name. And even if I got an audience with him there, I know he wouldn't remember me because I would just be one face and 100 other faces.
Right.
So I waited till he left from the social event party, and he remembered me because I was the only one outside when he was leaving, and we had an interaction there. We had a long conversation away from everybody else. There wasn't other people competing for his attention. And now we work together. And so it's kind of one of those opportunities that wouldn't have happened if I was, like, hey, can I talk to you amongst other 10 other people wanting his attention. So don't compete. Find ways where you can eliminate the competition.
Right.
All right.
Okay. Yep, I got another one. Do go to the hub. And you want to write it down?
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Right there.
So you do go to the hub, and it's kind of what we've been touching on. But you want to go to that guy that makes the decisions. You don't want to go to his recruiting officer. You want to go to the person that is going to make that decision for you. Okay? That's sort of like me going to the man at dinner and going straight to him, not going through his administrative assistant. You go to the hub. And it's a little aggressive at times, I'll be honest, but that's kind of how you break through the noise. You want to hit the person that has the most influence at the hub. You don't worry about the spokes because they have the influence on them. So you want to make sure you're going to the hub, you're moving first, and you're not competing. Hit me with another.
Awesome. All right, another don't. That kind of coincides with what Josh just said. Don't go to networking events.
That's a good one.
Now, what do I mean by that? We're like, well, that's a good idea. And I thought there was lots of companies, lots of opportunity at networking events. Yes, career fairs are good, job fairs are good, but they're not good in the way you think they are. Not good in the way we thought they were, too. Networking events, you're competing with a bunch of other people. The hub, the main guy, the person who's ultimately wanting you as a person on his team or not, is not going to be there. He's going to have maybe like 10 other recruiting officers there. And their job at the end of the day is to bring in 15, 20 resumes to go through.
You're not going to find the hub at a networking event.
You go to a job fair, you may think, like I used to think, like, oh, all these people are here for me. They want me. It's not true at all. It's not about you. They're just fulfilling a quota. And there's 100 other people there thinking the same thing, like, oh, I'm going to try to get a job from this. So going to networking events thinking that you're going to get opportunity from that is not as likely as you may think. Go to networking events to find who this person is. Like the last job fair I went to was not at all to get a job, not at all to like kind of try to blend in with everyone there, but rather to see who's really making this decision. Like I remember talking to one of the recruiters there, who I know just wanted my resume to fulfill a quota, and said, hey, who's the one who actually makes this decision on whether or not someone gets hired or whether or not this opportunity goes through? And I was able to get in contact with that person.
Right.
So,
yeah, holding hands there. Okay, I'm putting this as a reminder. That's supposed to be the world, and this is saying that's a no, and that's a revolving arrow. The point is to remind you, the world doesn't revolve around you. This is especially true with networking. They're not there to please you. They're not there to get you opportunities. You have to make the first move. You have to find the hub. You have to not be in the competition. Break through the noise. Is what we're talking about.
And this kind of coincides with you. Like you weren't at a networking event when you met that guy.
Right.
You just kind of trusted.
Right.
Awesome.
I got another.
I got another one for
you. Here's a do. Do dress well. Okay, and this sounds like, oh, of course I'm going to be dressing well, but you have to understand, the people you're trying to get into contact with, you need to make an impression. You need to, from the bat, be articulate, you need to be dressed well, you need to have your thoughts collected, and that's what's going to set you apart from all this noise. If you just bumped into somebody and you're wearing jeans and a t-shirt and you're unarticulately trying to explain why you want to connect with this guy, you're not going to be memorable. You need to make sure you're dressed well. Make an impression is really what it comes down to. That's great that you made that point. And that's how you're going to really utilize networking. And to preface, I know it sounds like Aaron and I could be kind of preaching here a little bit, but you have to understand this is stuff that's been taught to us by other mentors that we've learned from reading, that from our own experience too.
I mean, it's just what works. So like we said, like the networking today has just become kind of diluted with just people, and it's hard to stand out in that. So we want to find ways for us to be able to stand out, because attention really is survival. You know, people think, well, I need money to survive. It's like, no, you need people to notice you, and then you'll be able to get more attention in whatever field you want to go into. And making an impression, you mentioned dress, but make an impression in other ways. Like
Right.
Josh made an impression just walking straight up to that guy's table. Maybe he was a little like put
Yeah,
off
he's
at
a little
first, like,
taken
what are
back,
you doing?
yeah, yeah.
Like, this is my dinner, but he's gonna remember him.
Right.
And if Josh has something to offer,
I got a call a day after, by the way.
Yeah,
Not to brag,
if
I
he
do.
has something to offer him, then it's worth interrupting a dinner or two.
Right.
So definitely make an impression through your dress, through your manner of
Mhm.
speech, through how you come across. I think it's very important.
Yeah. Got another?
Let's see. Let me check here.
Because if not, I want to say something real fast.
Go ahead.
Okay. And being honest, because in these videos, we're not just teaching. It's kind of like it's collective. We learn from you, we learn from others, and we share our what we get. So honestly, I'm trying to network with this gentleman right now, and it is not going well. And there's no good end to this story because I haven't reached the end of the story yet. But I'm just being real with you. I've sent him emails. I've moved first. I've gone to the hub because I went to him. I believe I made a good impression. I didn't find him at a networking event, and I'm out of the competition because I'm directly to him. Emailed him, called him, LinkedIn message, any way I can try to saturate that involvement, and I just,
Not getting back to
no,
you.
he's not
Nothing,
getting
huh?
back to me. And I'm going to be persistent, but that's just sort of like a real moment that you understand, even if you do this perfectly, sometimes it doesn't happen like that.
So maybe good. Don't be discouraged.
Yeah, that's a great one. Don't be discouraged. And maybe I'll come back in 2 videos from now and tell you
Yeah.
I've connected with him. But
Yeah, networking is very much. I wrote something a few months ago that everyone is a salesman, and I kind of explain it in this way: like networking is a sales job. So whether you're just like, no, I hate sales. I don't want to be in sales.
Right.
When you're networking, you're selling yourself. You're selling your skills, your qualifications, what you can offer, or you're selling what you can help someone else create. So in sales, I mean, you're in sales,
Mm-hmm.
and there's constantly no, not interested. No,
Oh.
thank you. No,
I'll tell you
maybe
what,
next week.
I've made, just this week, I've made 30 cold calls. You want to know how many positive responses I've gotten back? Zero.
Yeah,
Yes.
zero. Yeah, 30 cold calls in a week is not a lot. Like, I know people who make like 100 a day, and they only get like maybe 2.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, 30, and that's nothing. The point
Anyway,
is,
networking, you're selling yourself, you're selling your skills, so don't be discouraged when something doesn't always work out. But keep
Mhm.
moving. Keep
Yeah.
moving. Always move first. I love it.
wrap it all up.
Recap?
Yeah,
All right,
recap.
I'll do the dues. All right, so
Gotcha.
make sure you do this. Make the first move. Be the one to email them first. Be the one to make that first call. Be on their mind all the time. Go to the hub, like Josh said. Don't worry about all these secretaries and everything. See if you can weave your way right to the guy who makes the ultimate decision. And when you find that guy, make an impression. I'm really passionate about this. I know I'm getting excited, but I'm really passionate about this. When you find that guy, it's so important to make an impression
That's
for
the
him
hub.
to remember you. I think we both have a lot of stories we can tell about that, but I will refrain.
Another time.
I'll refrain. All right, you want to cover the don'ts?
Yep, the don't compete. This is what Aaron talked
Get
about.
out of the competition.
If you're a clownfish trying to set yourself apart, don't swim with a group of clownfish.
Swim with the seahorses. Gallop with the seahorses.
Okay, yeah. The point is, don't surround yourself with your own competition. It's just going to be so much noise, you're not going to get noticed.
You're doing this side.
Oh, we're going. Okay, you're right. Don't go to networking events, and if you do, you need to understand why you're there and how to leverage them. Don't just assume everyone's there. The world does not revolve around you. Don't be discouraged. The 30 cold calls I made last week, yeah, not a huge number. It wasn't high on the priority list last week. But the point is, I'm not going to be discouraged that I had 0 responses or 0 positive responses. I'm not going to be discouraged that the guy I've been trying to connect with hasn't gotten back with me.
Yeah.
And that's networking at its finest. So when you've reinvented it, no, networking doesn't work how we previously defined it, but doing this,
Right.
let's do
Raise the bar. I was gonna say like an overarching just
who does.
theme.
I kind of erased what I...
Ooh, it does work.
There's a happy ending.
Cool.
Networking does work following these.
Awesome. So I think in all of this is like stuff like I kind of know this. You just raise the bar.
Right.
Raise the bar.
And I'm excited for Aaron and I to utilize this more, for you to utilize this more. Connect with us and let us know how it goes.
Yeah.
If you find yourself
For sure.
really touching on these
And if
points
you have your own stories or ideas of how to best
or
network,
added bullet points,
let us
always
know,
open
man.
to it.
You can email Phil below, well, maybe, or email us. You know. Anyway,
All right.
thanks for
There
hanging
it
with
is.
us, guys.
Till next time.
Yeah.